We are live. Showtime. Welcome to Fertile Me Live. So excited that everyone's here.
Hi.
And again, no glitches. So we're very, very lucky. I am so grateful. Well, welcome to those of you who don't know who we are. I'm Adrienne Wee. I am the founder of Two Elephants, creator of Practically Fertile methodology, and I am integrative fertility expert. I have with me the lovely Ashley Howell. She knows so much about fertility, more than she gives herself credit for. We are happy that you're live. And for those of you who are in the Fertile Me Facebook group, we just found out that you are not able to comment, which is unfortunate. So really sorry about that. If you have any questions about what we talk about today, you can always tag us after the show and ask your questions then. But for those of you who are watching on the Adrienne Wee Facebook page, you will be able to comment as usual. Do we have any announcements to make before we get on to today's juicy topic? I'm so excited. Yes. Sorry.
And fertile elephants. Probably, maybe.
Yeah, so we are going to tell you how to get on your hands on some of the free resources that we're going to mention today. And also, please join the Fertile Me Facebook group. The Practically Fertile Facebook group is going to close on February 1st. And everybody's moving to Fertile Me. So if you are interested in coming with us, right now it's super easy to join because I made it that if you're already part of the Practically Fertile group, you can just join the Fertile Me without having to go through the membership questions again. Okay, so Fertile Me Facebook group now open. Join us there. Yeah. Yeah. Is that it, Ashley? Let's dive into today's show.
Yeah, because we can talk about, there are just, I won't say what, but there are some new free downloads on fertile elephants, even more free stuff. So make sure to go and check it out.
Yep. And just so you know, if you're new to us, we are not charging for our information. We are going to give all of our knowledge for free. So that makes us very different than other coaches because, it's starting to really piss me off that you see some ad for a fertility, get pregnant checklist, and it's like either a webinar to tell you to buy their program or like some other type of download. That our free stuff is actually better than the paid stuff. And before I forget, while I'm like on a rant, did you guys know that biotin, this most popular supplement in the prenatal world, which, you're picking up a bottle and you're seeing like 5,000% biotin because, oh my God, it's so great for pregnancy. You need it when you're pregnant. That's such bullshit. That is a BS. And I don't know who started spreading the rumor that, yes, okay, biotin is definitely necessary, but you can just get enough biotin that you need from an egg. You just eat an egg, all right? And if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you don't eat eggs, no problem. Like there are plenty of, we plan on making a prenatal that has a reasonable amount of biotin because all you need is 30 micrograms, not milligrams. And the reason why I really disliked biotin before is because the FDA issued a warning that biotin can skew your blood test results.
Yeah.
So especially if you have a thyroid disorder, excessive biotin absolutely will make the result inaccurate. So that gives up, increase your risk of being misdiagnosed, or when they're adjusting your dosage, it could be wrong. But then just today, I found out that biotin can skew your HCG readings. So if you go and get an HCG reading, it might be lower than what it's supposed to be. Again, potential opportunity for unnecessary anxiety and possibly misdiagnosed. Anyway, I talked all about prenatal, preconception prenatal versus pregnancy prenatal in another podcast episode. For those of you who are listening to us on the podcast. Now, here's another thing is it's subscribe to Fertile Me Radio, and that in addition to our FML Live or FML, which is Fertile Me Live episodes, I do a lot of solo episodes as well, where I'm planning on doing a lot of solo episodes. Moving on, rant over. What are we talking about?
Well, okay, so we were into the basics of Chinese medicine. If anyone has been listening to our first few episodes, this is number 3. And we got through the patterns, if you remember, and the substances, blood qi, yin and yang. And then I feel like now would be a good time for us to kind of, although Chinese medicine I know is much more complicated and elaborate than what we've gone over. Maybe now would be a good time to figure out how we use our patterns and how we integrate Chinese medicine into fertility to improve our fertility, which I guess means to improve our fertile cycle.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that we haven't talked about, and I think would be a perfect time to talk about is the fertile cycle. And, I think a lot of people come to me and, I've been doing this a long time. So I hear so often it's frustrating when everything looks normal, when all the blood work is normal, you're getting a regular cycle, you're ovulating and nothing is happening. Well, that's because a regular cycle doesn't mean it's a fertile cycle. Mm-hmm. And that's very, very important to understand, because I've came up with these 10 parameters of a fertile cycle based on my knowledge of Chinese medicine, based on my clinical experience. And these are what I've seen. Well, these are various ways of evaluating egg quality, lining quality, timing of ovulation, and, things like that. So obviously the higher the score that you have, the more fertile your cycle will be. I mean, not necessarily like, oh, I have a score of 10 and then that's when I get pregnant. That's not the point. The point is also, this is a guide for you to see if what you're doing is working, see if you're making improvements, and see what else you need to work on. Because if your score was a 3 and it has improved to a 5, then that's great. You're making progress. And whether or not you get to the perfect 10 is irrelevant, because it's the journey that's the destination. That's one of my favorite sayings, is because it's the process that helps you get pregnant. You would never have the perfect cycle. You might have a 10 one month, and then the next month you go through a really stressful period and you end up ovulating later. Mm-hmm. And your score goes down. So it's a way to evaluate your cycle, give you feedback on what you need to work on. But I also don't want you to focus too much on that score and, feel this need of having to get to a perfect 10 when it does not matter. And it's you might achieve it, but you might not sustain it every single month.
Right. And there are a lot of other factors. So
lots of other factors.
What then makes, I know you're talking about these scores, and that's based on the 10 parameters. Do you want to talk about, what does make a cycle fertile?
Yeah.
Not regular, but fertile.
Right, fertile. Right. I'm going to just touch on a couple of different points because we have a lot to go over, and I don't want to not have time to talk about this juicy stuff. But I want to invite all of you to take a fertile cycle quiz on my website. It's adrianwe.com/fertile cycle. And so it's all automated. It's pretty cool. 10 questions. It takes you maybe like 30 seconds to complete, and see what your score is. See what your baseline is, right? So a couple of things about a fertile cycle that's very, very different than, Western medicine is Western medicine doesn't pay attention to things like PMS. I think that's a huge, huge difference, is that PMS is often it's a rite of passage. It's normal. Everybody has PCOS. Or sorry, PCOS. Yeah. Everybody has PMS. Gosh, I don't know what happened there. that everybody has PMS. It's normal, but it's not normal.
Not normal.
Because
I didn't
in
know
Chinese,
that.
right? Because in Chinese medicine, PMS is a sign of qi stagnation. And when you're qi stagnant during the 2-week wait, what happens is that the blood flow and qi flow to your uterus is very sluggish. And also, the energy flow in the uterus is very turbulent because it's sluggish. It's sluggish, it's choppy. That's what qi stagnation is. So, think of this image in your head. If you're driving a boat and you're trying to dock the boat and it's stormy and the waves are just coming at you, I mean, that's qi stagnation in the uterus. So you can't dock the boat. Embryo is going to have a hard time implanting. So PMS is one of the potential obstacles to getting pregnant. So that's a huge it's a huge parameter for us. That's something that we look for. And another thing is blood flow, or like period flow. How many days are you actually bleeding? And, how many tampons or pads do you have to go through? That's really important because I have patients who have had cycles that are literally 2 days of spotting. And their doctors are like, oh, that's no problem. You got a period. That's a huge problem when you're only spotting for 2 days, or if you're not soaking a tampon like 4 to 6 hours on your heaviest day, that's an indication of thin lining.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have enough lining to shed. And that's a huge problem because we want the lining to be a certain thickness. It has to be certain fluffiness. It has to have a certain quality. So anyway, so these 10 parameters are just ways for you to get an idea of where you are now. And then in a few months, when you take it again, you'll see how much you've improved. And also, I think it'll make you feel better, where you're like, oh, that aha moment that now I know what to work on. Even if your score is like a 2 or like a 1, I think that's great because now you know what you need to work on.
Yeah, that's great. Mine's improved.
You got a 9.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've been working with Adrian for almost 2 years now, so not on my fertile cycle, but
overall hormone balance.
Overall, yeah.
Right? And your cycle has improved. I remember when we first met, you didn't even have a period for like months.
Right.
And then now it's every month.
Like clockwork.
All right. So
ovulation, which doesn't mean that it's fertile, but I do. Yeah. I know when I ovulate everything, which is something I've never experienced before. So.
Yeah. And then there are other factors that go into getting pregnant too, right? The fertile cycle is step 2 of the practically fertile methodology because you need to have a fertile cycle, but there are all these other things that you need to tweak. You may need to tweak because maybe you have to add in more sophisticated ovulation predictor methods because you're missing your fertile window somehow. Maybe you need to tweak your supplement protocol. Maybe you need to add in charting your BBT, all that. So, fertile cycle is step 2, but today we really want to focus on step 1 of the methodology,
yes,
which is a reset. And I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking that reset means stop trying, but that is not the case at all. I think when people think of reset, they think of like a break. That's different. A reset is different than a break. A break is a break, right? Like a break is when you just don't, give up everything. You don't do your diet. You don't work out. You just don't do anything that you're supposed to do. That's a break.
A reset also doesn't mean like a cleanse or a detox.
Yes, thank you.
Like juice yourself to death, reset your body. That's not.
No, because you are forcing your body to work extra hard, right? Because you go on this cleanse of just juices and it's not being nourished. So when it's not being nourished, it has to work harder and to sustain life. And where does it draw from? Your kidneys. We talked about the kidneys as being the reproductive reservoir. So you can't do that to your body. You don't need to cleanse.
Right. We already have a natural detox, and that is called the liver.
Yes. And you don't need to force it to work extra hard. And when your liver is stuck, it's probably chi stagnant. So, okay.
So step one,
So step
reset.
one.
What is a reset, Adrienne?
So the reason why, when I'm working with people through my program and using my methodology is because I've seen so many women who have tried for so long and they're frustrated, they're overwhelmed, they feel defeated, very just feel like the body is failing. So, like all the negative emotions that come with trying to conceive for a while and not seeing success. But what's happening is, and it's kind of like a slow process. It's not like you start trying and all of a sudden you're taking 20 supplements. It's like you start trying and nothing's happening. You do your research. This person says, take this herb. This person says, take this supplement. And you just gradually start adding these extra things into your routine. And then it just balloons. And you end up with this taking 20 pills a day and you are constantly trying new things. Like today you're doing this, tomorrow you're doing that. And well, maybe I need to do a cleanse. Well, maybe I need to, detox my liver. Maybe I'm so toxic. Nobody's really truly that toxic. Just, I hope that makes you feel a little better. Like, toxic from having a night out with friends and drinking too much. We've all had that.
Yes.
That doesn't make you toxic. But if you've been exposed to radiation, then yeah, that's toxic. That's true toxicity. Or if you've been exposed to lead, if you've been exposed to heavy metal, that's true toxicity, right? Beyond that, our body can take care of its natural detox functions.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure we don't add to it. Like that's why we eat healthy and organic and we take great care of what we put on our bodies.
Exactly. Not over supplement because that's, yeah.
Right. And that's the point. And that's the reason for this reset. And let me just tell you that don't be afraid of getting rid of the supplements that you've been taking, thinking that, well, I'm afraid if I stop taking this, it's going to mess up my cycle or like whatever. That's more reason to get off of it because it's a Band-Aid. You're not really fixing the issue. If you need to have something so that you can have a cycle, that means that you're not really fixing the underlying root cause.
Right. So you're making it look like you're fertile and can get pregnant. But what's the point of that if you're not actually fertile and able to get pregnant? So you can make it look like you're fertile all day long. And that's all these things are doing.
But also healthy is what makes you fertile. Your fertility is a reflection of your health. So there's something blocking you if you're having trouble conceiving. It's not, taking another supplement is not the answer if you are still going to McDonald's every day. And I know that's kind of extreme, but right. So thinking that a supplement can fix everything is, I think you're going to be disappointed. So reset. We reset our body and we reset our mind. We got to give our mind, we have to reevaluate and see, why are we doing all this? What is the point? Because why keep doing something if it's not worth it? Right? That causes insanity, I think. Like if it's not worth it to you. So, it sounds so silly, but it's why do you feel like getting pregnant is so important to you? Right? And everybody's answer is going to be different. So, and there's no right or wrong. It's just what you feel like your reason is, right? So, but it's important to think about your why. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. What is your why?
What is your why? And not just why is your why, but like when you achieve this why, when you achieve your goal, what does your life look like? What do you want it to look like? What do you hope that your life would be different? And, I think it's really beneficial to sit down and do this exercise, even though you may feel silly doing it. Like, what do you mean? I want to get pregnant because I want to be a mom. Okay, well, why do you want to be a mom? And then keep asking why. Keep asking. It's going to take about 6 or 7 whys. Why do you want me to mom? I don't know. Like, let's just give like a random example. Well, I want to be a mom because I didn't have a good mom. Well, what happened? Why is it important for you to be a good mom? Blah, keep going, keep going.
Well, some people find out that at the end that they're having a baby for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's because my parents want grandchildren.
Right.
I really want a baby.
Or, I just feel like it's time.
Yeah.
Right.
In the succession of my life. I got married, so now we should have babies.
But that's exactly what you're putting pressure on yourself, because you feel like you need to be pregnant by a certain age, a certain time. And when it doesn't happen, it's a letdown. Mm-hmm. So this exercise might help a lot of you just to kind of get clear-headed and take a step back and, like, why do I want to do this? Then you kind of take a step back, you reevaluate your why. It's like, yeah, I really want a baby. This is what I want. Like, I cannot wait to be a mom. Well, the next step you got to look at is, what other mindset adjustments do I need to make? Because if I'm in a really, really bad space, if I cry every time a friend announces the pregnancy on Facebook, if I resent going to baby showers, things like that, then what is going on? And how do I deal with that? So maybe like this is a good time for you to think about, like, I'm just not going to go to baby showers. I'm going to say no, because, I find that a lot of people, they say yes, they'll go, and then they resent. Yeah. So, this might be a time for you to set some ground rules for yourself. And
a lot of people, I think, go to that because if the only excuse they have to not go to that baby shower is that it's going to make them sad, a lot of people don't talk about their struggles with fertility. It's a very personal, private struggle. And, and the thing is that hopefully in the world today, you can talk about it.
I mean, I think that we need to talk about it. Yeah. You need,
no, go ahead. Social media, get off of Instagram, because these beautiful pregnancy photos and everything like that, they're so gorgeous in a field of sunflowers, and the person is the perfect 26 or 27 or something like that, and they've just gotten married, and you're thinking to yourself, that girl just got off the pill and was pregnant the next month. And that is most likely 90% of the time not the case. You have no idea what she went through to get pregnant, if she miscarried, how many times, if she had 3 IVF cycles. You don't know, because people don't talk about it. So it looks like a picture storybook to you, and that makes you feel so bad.
So bad. And unless you practice at reframing and training your mind to be able to look at a picture like that and not feel sad or upset, like Ashley said, maybe it's time for a social media detox. Maybe we have several patients and clients and followers who have told me that, hey, I am only coming into Facebook to go to our Facebook group. They're bypassing everybody, not looking at the feed, and only go on Facebook or Instagram, or like, hey, I'm only following you to see what's happening in your world, but I'm not like checking out other people's pages. Comparison is going to be the death of joy for every single one of us. So I do it, Ashley, you do it, we all do it, but we can all train our minds to reframe these negative thoughts, and so that, we can practice at blocking it out and be able to be emotionally strong.
You can detox from social media. Your liver does not do that for you.
Exactly. You're right. I mean, I don't know. I don't look at my feeds that often. I mean, I'm active on Instagram and Facebook, but I go on there to reply to comments, and I go on there to look at the Facebook group. And beyond that, I'm not really scrolling through my feed.
Yeah, okay. I don't, just because I'm managing like 8 of your accounts, so I don't go on my personal
anymore. Okay, so reset the mind. Now, I want to talk to you about resetting your body, and I want to share with you a very powerful method to join this reset. If you're not already doing it, you can either use this to reset your cycle, like restart your cycle, or you can use this to give your cycle an extra boost. And I have a lot of my members in the Fertile Purity Lab do this when they first join. The first module is a reset. And so we also need to kind of simplify your supplement routine. I mean, it's right. Get rid of all, like, red raspberry leaf is not going to be necessary and it won't help. Get rid of Vitax, maca. Somebody asked me on TikTok, by the way, I'm having lots of fun with TikTok. Somebody asked me, because I did a whole spiel about Chinese herbs. And in 1 minute, it's the challenge is to get your point across in like 1 minute.
It is a challenge.
Very, very, because in my head, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to talk about qi, I got to explain what qi is. And there's so much going through my mind, like qi deficiency, stagnation, like energy, vital energy. Anyway, somebody was like, well, Vitax helped me regulate my cycle. Great. It helps you. It's hit or miss. There's no set, not like Chinese herbs where dosing is very unique, and we learn how much of each herb to use. But for Vitax, it's like a free for all. Take whatever it works for some people. It doesn't work for some people. And it doesn't do anything for your health, right? You take a peaceful tincture, all of a sudden your PMS improves, your mood improves, your bowel movements are better. Mm-hmm. Vitax is just Vitax. You're only taking it to quote unquote regulate your cycle, but there's no other benefits to it.
But in that respect, if it doesn't help you, it can hurt you.
It can hurt you, right? So then, and I think what you have to realize about hormones is that you don't see the effects right away. You will do something, and maybe initially you see improvement, but the long-term effect of this something that you're taking, you're not going to see for months down the line. Mm-hmm. That's why people are shocked when they discover they have hypothyroidism, because it's not like overnight they start showing symptoms. It's like a gradual increase in symptoms, and then it gets to the point where it's severe enough where you're like, well, maybe something's going on with me. So, get off all these unnecessary supplements and herbs, and take only the ones that you need. Right. You need a good prenatal that's going to help you get pregnant, and of course, prepare you for pregnancy. Fertile Me helps you get pregnant because it's a fertility boosting prenatal. But in any case,
are for people who are already pregnant.
Ours is for preconception prenatal. So it does prepare you, when you do get pregnant, but it's also specifically for fertility. So a prenatal, preferably like Fertile Me, and then you do the very basic supplements. If you have digestive issues, you could do a probiotic, but that's kind of like what I call an optional supplement. Not everybody has gut issues, and not everybody needs probiotics. We have our egg quality bundle. If you are not ready for the egg quality bundle, like if you're like, well, I still feel like that's taking a lot of pills, just go to the bare minimum and do omega-3. That's omega-3 and Fertile Me. Mm-hmm. That's already, it's going to help with hormone balance. It has all the antioxidants and anti-inflammatory fertile foods, fertility superfoods in the Fertile Me. So that's already a lot. It packs a punch, right? So you're hitting all the right spots with just the Fertile Me and the omega-3
and isotal.
Yeah. And then, right. So even if you just do those two, you're in a good position. But if you want to start with the Fertile Me and the egg quality bundle because you have IVF coming up in 3 months or something, that would be an appropriate use of the egg quality bundle.
And so, Adrienne, correct me if I'm wrong, but because I talked to a lot of women who are making this adjustment. A lot of women before they get on the Fertile Me or during, they're on a prenatal. Say they're on just a random prenatal, and then they're like, but I'm also supplementing extra D, extra E, extra folate, extra this, and I'm like, why? And so the way, especially with a prenatal off the shelf that's not purposeful like ours, that's already has way too much for your liver to handle, then they're supplementing on top of that. So is the best way to know what you are deficient in to have a blood test from your doctor?
Yeah, definitely. You can't just start supplementing vitamin D if you are not deficient, because we know that vitamin D is a fat-soluble supplement or vitamin. It can't be eliminated easily, and you can end up with vitamin D toxicity. So the optimal level that I like to see for fertility is around 50. So if you're under 50, I would definitely supplement. But if you're over 50, I probably would not worry about it.
I think that we see things on Google or hear things like, extra vitamin E or extra vitamin D will help you get pregnant. But if you're not deficient in that, it's not going to help you. So you've got to know what you need. Find out what you need.
Yeah. And like our egg quality bundle, right? The vitamin E, I'm like, I don't consider that to be an everyday thing, because the egg quality bundle, it's beneficial for everybody. But after 3 months, if you're not pregnant, I recommend that you don't take the vitamin E, right? Because it's fat soluble. You need very little of it. You can get it through food. It's already in the Fertile Me. So take a break for 3 months and then come back to it. That's totally fine. So the daily essentials, if you take nothing else, I would think the Fertile Me and the omega-3, to me, like those are definitely like everyday supplements that you should take. And then if you are deficient in D, take D. If you need extra folate, take extra folate. If you need extra B12, take B12. If you need probiotics, you take probiotics. Mm-hmm. So those are like what I consider like optional.
Yeah. And like I said, find out. Don't guess.
Yep. And of course, N-acetylcysteine, alpha lipoic acid, there's absolutely no harm in taking them either, and get started with that. So at the most, you'll take the Fertile Me, the egg quality bundle, maybe a vitamin D, and your probiotics.
So whatever supplements you're on,
you don't need to take extra zinc. You don't have
to, now, get off of them and then get on a Fertile Me, or if you don't use 2 Elephants products, a prenatal or preconception multivitamin and an omega-3, a whole omega-3, sorry.
Yes.
And then supplement with anything that you are deficient in.
Correct. And
supplement with anything you need to focus on, like egg quality.
Yeah. You don't need extra zinc. Don't need extra selenium. You don't need extra copper, because the problem with supplementing with minerals is that we need such a small amount of minerals. We're already getting them through food. And there's such thing as you're going to upset the balance of the minerals. Like if you have too much zinc, it's going to affect your copper level. So that's why our ratio in the Fertile Me is very purposeful. It has the exact right ratio of zinc and copper. So whenever you increase zinc, you have to increase copper. So copper is also very important for egg quality and sperm quality.
That's so weird.
But doesn't mean that you have to go out and supplement copper, right? I mean,
nobody needs to take zinc and copper.
But I'm just saying that, you don't need to take extra stuff like that. Especially false unicorn, Vitex, maca. I mean, you take it and hopefully it's going to help with your cycle, but it's not addressing your pattern. It's not addressing your underlying pattern.
Right. And I know, I guess I'm repeating myself, but it's like, I would not have understood anything that you just said to me about supplements, because everyone talks about how great supplementing is, unless I knew more about Chinese medicine and the Chinese medicine route, because I didn't understand the concept of, I think us as me, as an American, as a Westerner, I'm like, the more the better. Give me 5,000 milligrams of biotin. I don't, I mean, it's not going to hurt me. It's just a supplement, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your liver has to work to process that shit through your body, So
Mm-hmm.
that is taking the focus away from the energy that could be going to your cycle and your uterus, right?
Absolutely. That's exactly, I couldn't have said it better myself. I am so proud. I could not have said it better myself, Ashley.
Well, without that, it doesn't make much sense to me as a person who
correct.
thinks more is better, more is better, more is better. Yeah. It does hurt you.
We are in a land of excess, like everything is more. But we have to be very purposeful about it. So anyway, I want to get to seed cycling. I think it's intense, and you have to be creative in how you incorporate these seeds into your routine. But seed cycling is one of the most powerful tools if you are looking for something a little extra. Plenty of people don't seed cycle, and plenty of people do. So I'm just going to kind of go over it with you. And if it fits with your lifestyle, like obviously if you travel a lot, or if if you don't meal prep, if you don't plan, like it's going to be really hard to get these seeds in. But if you can, this is how it goes. It's easy when you think about it, because you're only going to eat 4 types of seeds: flax and pumpkin before ovulation, and sesame and sunflower seeds post ovulation. And
it's not going to fit into your lifestyle. If you need to do it, just do it.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a regular cycle right now, I'm going to tell you how to restart your cycle with the seeds. Because that could also be used as a way to and jumpstart your cycle. That's what I meant in the beginning, something that anybody can use, but it's going to be a little bit different than so let's just start with people with a regular cycle. You are ovulating regularly, when you're ovulating, and your luteal phase is, fairly consistent.
Tell what a luteal phase is.
And it doesn't matter if your pre-ovulation is like, 15 days or 20 days or something. As long as your cycle is somewhat regular, you can use this. A luteal phase is the time from you ovulate to the time you get your period. So it's typically 14 to 16 days.
Post-ovulation.
Post-ovulation, correct.
Okay.
Follicular phase is pre-ovulation. That's when your follicles are growing. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Follicular. And luteal don't mean a lot to me.
No. Pre-ovulation, post-ovulation. Okay. So pre-ovulation is the pumpkin and the flax. Right. You would start on day 1 of your cycle and continue till when you ovulate. And there's no hard rule around ovulation. Like if you're within a couple of days, it's okay.
Question? Day 1 of my cycle is the day that I start bleeding, correct?
Right. Not spotting. Full bleed. So if you are spotting and then you full bleed the next day is day 1. But again, if you're off by like a day, it's probably not a big deal, because you're just eating seeds. Like you're not taking birth control pills. So flax and pumpkin, 1 tablespoon of each daily. And post-ovulation, 1 tablespoon of sesame and 1 tablespoon of sunflower daily. And the reason for that is because these seeds have specific properties that enhance the estrogen and progesterone pre-ovulation and post-ovulation. Because pre-ovulation, we want estrogen. That's the estrogen dominant phase. because estrogen is rising, it's preparing for ovulation, it's working on that, maturing the egg. And then post ovulation, the progesterone takes over, and that's all about lining, implantation, sustaining the pregnancy if there's implantation.
Yang.
And yang qi, exactly. And that's the post ovulation luteal phase. That's the progesterone dominant phase, is what we call it. So the sesame and sunflower seeds will enhance the progesterone, while the flax and pumpkin enhances the estrogen. And the flax seed is actually a pretty powerful seed to eat. And itself, flaxseed has a lot of what's called phytoestrogens. But don't worry, I know we're trying so hard to, eliminate plant-based extra estrogen sources, but the amount of phytoestrogen in flaxseed is so weak. It's like super duper low amount, because it also has what's called lignans. And what the lignans does is that the lignans bind to excessive estrogen. So it's almost this like, you can't eat too much flax, because even though you're adding small amounts of phytoestrogen in your body, the lignans are also taking away the excessive estrogen.
So it's regulating itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you say this to me and you tell me which seeds to eat pre and post ovulation, I think, what's the big deal? So I just throw a handful of flax seeds in my mouth and throw a handful of whatever seeds in my mouth. But it's not that simple, is it?
Well, they need to be ground. So the seeds need to be ground, because otherwise, like, it's going to be really hard for you to digest it. They have
whole seeds, so the shell.
You grind the shell with it. Yeah,
grind it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, that seems easy. When somebody tells me to seed cycle and I need to eat a certain kind of seeds before and after, I think it's easy. But I think the challenge is finding organic whole seeds, grinding them, and then finding a way to ingest them.
Yeah, and pumpkin is high in zinc, so we know that zinc is necessary for fertility as well. So sesame also has the lignans along with flax. So sesame also has zinc, so it helps with progesterone production in the second phase. Sunflower seed has vitamin E. So like when you dissect these seeds and you look at the nutrients in them, these are the big ones that show up. Selenium, there's omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which omega-3 is amazing because, they boost blood flow. And omega-6, even though we don't want to eat too much of it, they're still necessary. We still need a balance of omega-3 and omega-6. It's just that we eat way too much omega-6 compared to omega-3 in our normal diets.
Well, we are just about to have to wrap up. If there's anything else you want to say about that.
Well, I think we owe it to everybody for next time. We got to go more into depth about the seed cycling, because I didn't get a chance to talk about what to do if you don't have a regular cycle right now.
And maybe you could all get excited about that and watch us next time to do it, because if you're anything like me, when I first heard about this, when I started working at the clinic, I thought it sounded cuckoo and wacky. And seeds are not going to change my whole cycle. And I'm telling you, I have seen women come in here, start seed cycling, and it works.
It really does work. And the challenge really is to get the seeds in a way that it tastes good, because otherwise it just tastes like cardboard. And you can't cook them. Okay, don't buy these cookies that cook them, because it kills the lignans. It kills all these hormone balancing goodies that are in the seed. So we want the raw seeds.
See, I would just stuff them in my mouth, chew them, and swallow them. But when you say hard to digest, I mean, I know those would be hard to swallow, but does grinding them also just make it easier for your body to absorb what it needs?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, anything powder is easier. I mean, FME is powder, right? So because we want it to be easier to be absorbed. But yeah, you can just mix it with some butter, almond butter, something like that. you just need some type of vehicle to hold the seeds, because you can easily eat the butter with a piece of apple or something, right? So like think that. And if I can find some recipes for a warm, non-cold smoothie, I will post it. But everybody, if you're not part of Fertile Elephants, that's where we have all of our freebies, like our free resources, checklists, downloads, whatever. We are in the process of adding more stuff and revamping what we already have. So it's very exciting. I feel like I'm kind of just seeing it all happen, and seeing our vision come true is really exciting. So to Elephants Digital, enjoying Fertile Elephants. It's free, right? We're not charging you for anything. But anyway, so we're out of time. It's already been 45 minutes. Oh my God.
That's correct.
Time flies when you're having fun.
If you have any comments, a while ago.
All right. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for us, if you want to let us know what you want to hear us talk about, I mean, we have a whole list of things we're going to talk about, but it's always nice to have ideas. And if you want to comment, you have questions, make sure that you tag us on Facebook afterwards. All right. Time to go. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. See you guys next week.
Thanks.